Yo, what is up? So I've got the AFC West draft breakdown. I'll go through each team's draft and then give an overall grade at the end. So, of course, we'll start off with the Denver Broncos, and they didn't have a pick till the second round because of the Russell Wilson trade, of course. So they took Nick Bonito with their first pick. Yeah, I love it. Nick Bonito's an amazing edge rusher, really speedy, explosive edge rusher, was one of the most productive edge rushers in all of college football. It's just probably the main reason that he doesn't go super high is just because of his size. Like, that size you don't really see from edge rushers. That's why he'll probably be, especially in the scheme that the Broncos run, where they have those outside linebackers. He'll probably be playing a bit of linebacker where he'll drop into coverage and then rush the passer also on third down. Like, he'll be great on third down, especially going up against less athletic offensive tackles. He will just expose whoever's in front of him. But if he does have an athletic offensive tackle, then yeah, they're probably going to lock him up because he just doesn't have the power to get past some offensive linemen. Just, yeah, really complete pass rush. Just got a ton of moves. It's just he doesn't have the power or the size to be a full three down defensive lineman. And I took Greg Dulcich with their pick in the third round. Yeah, I like it also. Not a good blocker. He's mainly just going to be a receiving tight end, which I think will be very decent. They lost George Fant, who was a good tight end. Not George Fant. Why did I say George Fant? That's the offensive tackle. Noah Fant, who is their tight end, who of course got in the trade, and I think they got pretty good replacement. Of course, not the same blocker. George Fant's, no Fant's a much better blocker, but Greg Dulcich, really good receiving tight end, good route runner, just good possession tight end who can run after the catch. Has pretty good athleticism also. So just getting more weapons for Russell Wilson, I like it. And then another good pick, Damari Mathis out of Pittsburgh, was a decent corner at Pittsburgh. Just provides them with more depth in that secondary. Good in zone coverage, which works for this scheme, but can also play man at points because he's got the size to do it. So I really like Damari Mathis. Provide them good depth if injuries do happen. I think he can start, definitely. I think he could be a starter in the league. I wouldn't be surprised. And then Iomo Owazariki out of Iowa State. Yeah, decent player, mainly just a run defender. Will provide nothing pass rush wise. Pretty much just a bull rush. That's all he does. They say DN, but he's going to be a D tackle. He'll be a decent rotational player. Come in early down, stop the run, goal line. He's very good at that because he has the strength to play it and the size. So you like what he could do in that game, but just not really a good pass rusher. That's kind of it. But good run defender. And Delarian Turner Yell, another pretty good pick. Again, just more depth for the safety. They lost Kareem Jackson. I think he could be a eventual replacement. Eventual starter for the Broncos. Probably not going to be a starter straight away because they've got some dudes in that safety room already. Of course, got Justin Simmons. They have two rookies they drafted last year, and then, he'll be a really good special teamer straight away. Has good speed also, will help on special teams. So I thought it was a good pick. And then Montreal Washington out of Stanford. Yeah, kind of under the radar receiver, kind of broke out against Florida. And everybody's like, what the heck is this dude? A bit of an undersized receiver, but really fast. Good athlete. He's somebody you can definitely develop coming from Stanford. He'll probably just be a depth player, though, straight away. Could provide you a good returner if you want to put him in that, like, punt return, kick return. I think you could use him well there straight away. And if you do have injuries, I think he could come in and produce. Might take a couple years to actually turn into anything, but fifth round, I think I'd take a shot on somebody like that. And then Luke Wattenberg, center. Yeah, he's okay. Nothing special. He doesn't really have any upside to be a starter. I don't really see that, but he'll be good depth if any injuries happen. Kind of same thing with Matt Henningsen. Yeah, just an alright defensive tackle. Don't really see much in him. I don't know if he'll make the roster. He might. And kind of same thing with Faion Hicks, just taking another shot on a good athlete. Like, why not? You always want to take a shot on people who are good athletes that can hopefully compete on special teams. And then the next team, Kansas City Chiefs. They got Trent McDuffie in the first round. Yeah, A-plus pick. Traded up to get him. Perfect scheme for them. They needed corner pretty badly after losing Travarius Ward. And plug in Trent McDuffie straight away. I think he's ready to start. Was very good at Washington. He'll probably be an outside corner. I don't see him playing in the slot, even though he is a bit undersized. But just played so well on the outside in college. I think you try him on there. And if he doesn't work as well, then why not? He'll still be a good slot player if you do want to plug him in there. But I think he'll be a good outside corner. Really like Trent McDuffie. Thought that was a really good trade up to kind of help out that position. Same thing with George Karlaftis, one of the steals of the whole draft, one of the best picks in the whole draft. Getting an amazing edge rusher in George Karlaftis, who I think just straight away would be a really good player. Just come in, consistent player who I think will always be good. Can stop the run, rush the passer. I don't think he'll be anything flashy. I doubt it. But as just a dude who's going to be there for 10 plus years, I think George Karlaftis could definitely be that really good player. Surprised he fell that far. Especially, of course, the Chiefs get him. And then they get Sky Moore. There was rumors that he'd go in the first round to them, so they get him with their second round pick. That's amazing. Plug him into that wide receiver room. I think he can start on the outside straight away. Really good after the catch. Has good speed, good route running. Probably one of the best route runners in the class. So, Sky Moore, plug him into this offense. That's an amazing pick. Brian Cook out of Cincinnati. I thought it was a bit of a reach. Probably would have took him more in the third, fourth round. Didn't think he was a super good player. I thought he was a decent player. He could start straight away. It's either going to be him or Thornwell, who they don't seem to really like that much. They're playing Sorensen over him. So I think Brian Cook probably starts at that other safety position with Justin Reed. And really hard-hitting safety. Kind of a bigger player also who can cover tight ends. I just don't think he has super upside, but he will be a good run defender. Just be a decent safety. Leo Chenal was really surprised he fell all the way to the third round. Definitely thought he had a chance to go in the first round, and if not, I thought he would at least go in the second round. So getting him in the third round, that's an amazing pick. I think he can be a starter for them over Willie Gay or something. I just think he's a better player and freakish athlete who's really good at rushing the passer and defending the run. He's one of the best run defenders in this whole class. Super good. I think he has upside as in coverage. He just didn't really do that enough, but he has the athleticism to do it. And you just don't get players of that size that are that athletic. Thought that was an amazing pick. And then Joshua Williams. Out of 5 State. Yeah, good pick. Take a chance on a dude coming from small school who's a really good athlete and held himself well at the Senior Bowl against higher competition. I think that was an amazing pick. So Joshua Williams, fourth round, don't have to start him. Good developmental player, could eventually be a starter. Darren Kennard also, 5th round for Darren Kennard. That's just amazing value for somebody who think could be a starting guard in the league. And he probably won't even start for the Chiefs because they just have so much depth on the offensive line. They don't really need a guard. But either way, he'll be a really good backup if injuries do happen, because I think he'll be a rock solid guard. And then Jalen Watson, good press corner, really long player. I don't really see him being a starter, but can be a good special teamer. Isaiah Pacheco, backup running back, big back, powerful player. Don't mind it in the 7th round. And then Najee Johnson, another just really good athlete who can maybe compete on special teams. And then the next team, we got the Chargers. They took Zion Johnson with their first pick. Yeah, I love it. Taking Zion Johnson. Yeah, he'll probably start at guard straight away. I don't know. He could start a tackle. He has done that before. But I think they probably move somebody out, Matt Filer out to tackle, and then keep him in guard. I just think he'll be an elite guard. He'll be a good starter for many years. Super good player. And then JT Woods in the third round. Yeah, I think he'll be pretty good for the Chargers, playing that deep safety. That's kind of all he can do. He's not really a good run defender. So, yeah, as the free safety for this team, he's got amazing speed. Just isn't a polished safety. Just doesn't really know what he's doing back there. But when you have somebody who's that good of an athlete, and the Chargers don't have a ton of needs, why, I don't mind it. And Isaiah Spiller, running back, Texas A&M. Yeah, I like it. I think he'll be a good compliment to Austin Eckler. Austin Eckler being more that receiving back out of the backfield. I think you could use Isaiah Spiller as kind of a power back, like short yardage player, because he's very good at that in college. He doesn't have the speed or anything, but was really good in college, really productive. Fourth round, it's okay. And then Otito Ogbonia, he'll be a good rotational player. Will help them stop the run. They really need to get more run defenders. And he was a decent nose tackle at UCLA. I think they can use him like that. Won't be a starter, but bring him in early down to stop the run. I like it in the fifth round. Jamar Sala I thought was an absolute steal. I thought he'd go much higher than this. A dude who can play tackle and guard, to probably just be a guard in the NFL, just isn't really the athlete for tackle. So I think as a guard he can be very solid. He might not even start straight away, but I wouldn't be surprised if he does. Like if they do put Matt Filer on out at tackle, which they could do, and then have Jamari Sawyer and Zion Johnson at guard, that's pretty elite. Like I think Jamari Sawyer will be a solid guard, and getting that in the sixth round, that's a steal. And then Jason Taylor, cornerback out of Wake Forest. Yeah, smaller dude who's really quick. Sixth round. Be good depth, good special teamer, definitely. Dean Leonard, cornerback, Ole Miss. Not a huge fan, but yeah, we'll see. And then Xander Horvath, kind of a mix between a running back and fullback. Played mostly running back at Purdue, but is a bigger back. That's why he'd probably be a fullback, and that's what they list him as. So yeah, if you think you need a fullback, why not? Xander Horvath, and he can run the ball sometimes also, so don't hate it. And the last team we got is the Las Vegas Raiders, who didn't have a pick until the third round, where they took Dylan Parham, who I thought was an amazing pick. A guy who can play guard or center for you straight away. I think he will start for them. Was really good at Memphis, just good athlete, has good strength also. Third round also for Dylan Parham. I thought he could slip into the second round. I really like it, and really help with that interior offensive line, which it won't be that weak anymore. If Leatherwood can play better at guard, and then Dylan Parham either at center or the other guard position, I think that's pretty decent. And then it took Zamir White out of Georgia. Yeah, not a horrible pick. I like Zamir White. Probably a replacement for Josh Jacobs in a year's time, because they didn't pick up his fifth-year option, so he's probably gone. And then if that's what they're doing, I like it. I don't know how much he'll see the ball this year with Kenyon Drake and Josh Jacobs still there, and they signed a couple running backs, so I'm not sure how much he'll get, and you probably want people who couldn't contribute straight away. So that's probably the only knock, but he is basically just a better Josh Jacobs. Like, not kidding, I don't think Josh Jacobs is that good. Zamir White can be a really good player, pretty similar, and I think it'd be a decent replacement. And then Neil Farrell Jr., I like it. Get a physical run-stopping defensive tackle in there. Helps stop the run for you. Has quick feet also. Has some upside as a pass rusher. So I think fourth round, Neil Farrell, good value for him. In a weak defensive tackle class also. It's not bad. And then they also took Matthew Butler. I think he'd be a good pass rusher on like third down. So you have no Farrell kind of those early downs, and put in Matthew Butler, who's really good at rushing the passer out of the defensive tackle position. They got two of the best mid-round defensive tackles in this whole class. So I thought that was amazing process for them, getting just really investing in their D line. They signed Chandler Jones. They got what the hell? Why have Max Crosby? So yeah, just getting dudes in the middle of the D line, I think is perfect now. They also took Thayer Mumford, he could probably play guard. Also, he did play tackle at Ohio State, but I can definitely see him switching to guard. But either way, I think he'll be a really good backup, 7th round, getting a decent swing tackle. I think that's good value. And then Britton Brown, whatever, don't even know if he'll make the roster. I didn't really see the point taking another running back when you already got a ton on your roster and you drafted one. Not the best pick, but it is near the end of the draft, so if there is something you really like from him, then it's alright. So yeah, I like this draft for the Raiders. Now for the grades. The Raiders didn't have a pick till the 3rd round, and I thought they did a pretty decent job. Like, Zamir White wasn't the best pick in the 4th round for a dude who's not going to play a ton, but I do see what they're seeing in him to potentially be their starter in a year's time. Dylan Parham was great. Neil Farrell was great. Matthew Butler, good. Thayer Mumford, I like. Brim Brown, kind of whatever. So I'll give it a B+. I think that's good for him. And then the Chargers, Zion Johnson was an amazing pick. JT Woods, I don't mind it. He is a bit of a hit or miss player. Like, I could see him just being a complete bust, or he could turn into an elite player just with his athletic tools. Isaiah Spiller was a good pick. Same with Otito Ogbono. Bryce Soller was an amazing pick. The rest, Jasser Taylor I liked. Xander Horvath could be a good fullback. I'll give them an A. I thought they did well. And then the Chiefs, yeah, this is an easy A+. They got so many starters, I think, straight away. And at really good points in the draft. Like, Trent McDuffie's going to start. Drew Kalafdis is going to be a stud. Same with Sky Moore. Brian Cook probably starts. Lil Chanel, I think, could eventually start. Joshua Williams, good developmental corner. Darren Kennard has a chance to start. I think he's a decent guard. Jalen Watson can be a good special teamer. Same thing with Isaiah Pacheco. And Najee Johnson's a really good athlete. So, yeah, A+ draft for them. And for the last team, the Broncos, really liked Nick Benito. Liked Greg Dulcich. Damari Mathis was a good pick. Same with Uzurike. Turner Yell's decent. Yeah, this was a really good draft. Same with Montreal Washington, like that pick. I'll give them an A. I think they got really good value and some good players to help them make that run for the Super Bowl, which they're trying to do with Russell Wilson. Yeah, so that's the end of this video. I'll have the North divisions to finish up with, and then I'm done with all the draft recaps, and yeah, that's kind of it. So I'll see you next time.